Hello and welcome back to another Duranie distraction. We're in action for another distraction. Woo! And that is basically what you get when you don't have Charmaine Birch and BJ Nelson behind me doing a big production. So it's fantastic to have you guys here again. And there's so much out there that is keeping us in. I hope everybody's coping as best as possible. I know it's like a lot to ask from your creativity. There's some really cool Duranies out there who really are casting some very nice studies on Duran life, like Rhonda with the Daily Duranie. She always has a really cool, stimulating examination of issues related to living the Duranie life. And then David with the D-Side podcast. Really cool recent broadcast. Definitely I saw myself in his talk about gender roles when it comes to collecting. I think I'm definitely a systemizer as well as an empathizer. So it was kind of a little looking at myself in the mirror moment. But it's just so cool to have you guys here. We are making it a thing. The Duranie distraction. Oh my God. Welcome Marty, Anu, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I know. Okay, so... And, I'm realizing that this whole Duranie distraction might be pretty good for, like, my fitness routine. Rather than exercise, I just get so anxious. I don't eat. I don't sleep. I just think about missing you guys. So it really works out. Maybe enough of this, I'll, lose some pounds and become a sleek, a little Duranie machine. Anyway, huge hugs to all of you. Wonderful to have you back. And I figure let's just... dispense with the chit-chat and let's get started with some time travel. So this is going to be volume 16 I'm starting with. This hour will be an English volume. And hello Cecilia, good to see you in here. Michelle's watching now, and Tracy and Julie and... Okay, let's just not... I run this risk of just sitting here and mentioning all the names of the people I care about. So, okay, volume 16. We're going to dive right into the period in Duran's career. It was after the 80s, or not after the 80s, in 85, after the 84, after Arena, and this is the winners of the 1984 Readers' Poll. That's John and Julian on the front, and this is I really loved how magazines, Star Hits and Smash Hits, really used their polls to be engaging with the readers. That was really cool. It kind of made fans feel as if they had a say in things and they could express their devotion to the band, driving the band to the top of the polls, really expressing themselves. And, I'm imagining that we were all kind of in our isolated towns without the internet back then. So this is really cool to see how other people were voting. Before we get to the poll feature, the magazine, this issue, had a great spread on the legendary pop quiz episode. That was just so fantastic, and people are discovering this all the time. I talk with a lot of young fans who haven't ever discovered it. Duran facing off against Spandau Ballet. Hello, Courtney Wilkinson, Margaret Dealey Apple, Tracy. I love you guys. It was Duran versus Spandau, and they were naming each other's songs. And the rumor, I believe, is that Spandau cheated, and Duran still won. So that tells you something. This was a beautiful game show format, hosted by Mike Reed, I believe. The photos were from Virginia Turbot, wonderful woman who really captured the band at some pivotal points in their career. That was some great behind-the-scenes shots. I'll try to get a little closer up so you guys can see these. Very nice shots. Kind of gives you a little sneak peek behind the scenes. Okay, so then we have the words to my favorite song, The Reflex, and a great shot of the band in Australia, relaxing in front of the photo, looking all awesome as usual. Maria is here. Spandau was mad. You're right, Dawn. You're right. I definitely have my own bias a little bit, but Spando makes some great stuff, but don't try to compete against Duran Duran. Okay, the 5th annual Smash Hits Readers Poll. And here we have Best Group 1984. Gee, do we recognize those blokes? I think we do. Fantastic. And oh, by the way, all of this is due to Christine. She has been just tackling new ways of making an interesting backdrop and making this whole experience better for me, for you. So hats off to her. When she gets a vision, just step out of her way. Don't even try to fight it. So Duran was the best group in 1984. And the previous winners, they're down here. 1980, it was the Police. Hello from Canada. Hello, Derek is here. Juanita, hello. Best Video, 1984, The Wild Boys. The Wild Boys was number 1, duh. And number 2 was Thriller, and The Reflex was number 3. So Duran Duran were dominating. There you go. Look at that. Fantastic categories. Duran Duran were all over it, as they should be. You know, and it's actually really funny on the subject of fans writing in and expressing themselves in magazines. I remember reading a lot of letters where fans would write in with opinions about everything from Simon's weight to Nick's fingernails. I remember a letter that was referencing an old, it was a pinup from 1985. Nick was on a couch and spreading out like a purring cat. And his fingernails had a little dirt under them. And this fan was like, oh, can't Nick at least clean his fingernails? And it was just like ripping him a new one. And I was like, are you kidding me? But, you know, it was really cool to see the fans engaging. Very cool. Hello, Bill and Suzanne. Okay, best TV show in 1984, The Young Ones. Remember The Young Ones? I didn't watch it a whole lot, but they were really fun. Very goofy. A lot of British humor, the British show. And that's really fun. And Top of the Pops was the number 2, of course, and The Tube, both of which had Duran Duran on plenty of times. This is a feature called The Welcome Return of Celebrity Squares. You voted for them, now they vote for each other. So the celebrities were asked about each other, what their favorites were. And I can just read a few of these. Hello, Charlene. Welcome. Young Ones, Julie. Yes. Okay, so Simon says, let's see, best group he believes. Let's see, what is this? God, you know what? Please don't tell me I need glasses. Let's see, best radio show is Steve Wright on Peter Powell. Best female singer is Sade. Best group, Wham! That's from Simon LeBon. Look at that. Nick says the best group was Talking Heads, and the best female singer, Madonna. So Nick definitely had his opinions. That was kind of fun to kind of get inside the celebrities' heads a little bit. Oh, and John says his best group, Band-Aid. Go figure. Okay, best male singer, Smash Hits Readers Poll. Who do you think that could have been? Anybody? Nobody? Yeah. How about a little LeBon? At the top of the charts, where he belongs, the top of the polls. Yeah. Look at that glare, too. Look at that glare on him. He wears it like a Anthony Price suit. Beautiful. George Michael is number 2, followed by Paul Young. Pratt of the Year, 1984. That's a British term, I believe. Yeah, he's got good taste, Suzanne. You better believe it. Pratt of the Year, Boy George. Yeah. I'm always learning about British terms. I love British terms. It's just all, wanker and, bollocks. And, me saying it makes it sound completely ridiculous. So let's just gloss over that. George Michael says, between Boy George and Black Lace am I? I don't really mind. I've been called Best Poser, Best Wally this year. Pratt's just another word. Good perspective. Simon says, the fact that Boy George is 4 times and George Michael is 3 times more of a Pratt makes me feel better. I'm a bit worried about beating Arthur Scargill, though. I mean, have you seen his hairstyle? So definitely went way over my head. That's a British thing. I'm sure UK fans will know maybe exactly what I'm talking about, what he's talking about. Most fanciable male, 1984. Hello, Stephanie. Stephanie Peel. Yes, yeah, thanks to Barando and several others, Teresa Icom, who kind of were coaching me a little bit on how to, engage a little bit. This is such a learning curve. I love you guys so much. Most fanciable male, 1984. Look at that. Does that give you any clue? Yeah, most fanciable male. Sometimes, some things never change. John Taylor's number 1, 2 is George Michael, and 3 is Simon. Hello, Diane. You're watching while you're at work. Thank you very much. Yeah, I keep hearing people tuning in while making dinner or being at work, trying to juggle their workload with watching. I'm still trying to find a place for it inside. It means a lot. It's very cool to have you here. Hugo. Hello, Hugo Felivena. Oh, hope you got that name right. Okay. Let's see. So Simon says, 3rd on most fanciable male. No, of course I'm not jealous of John. Okay, I don't fancy him or anything, but I'm not jealous. It'd be like being jealous of your dad. I mean, we're in the same group, and of course, I'm very happy for him. Just get out of my way, George Michael. That's Simon. Most fanciable female, Kim Wilde. And, this is a nice little break in the feature. This is a UK article. Page 3, Janine is a Duran darling. And it's a shot of John and Janine on the street. Just walking along, being social party animals. And so we're back to the poll. Best album, 1984. We got 7 in the Ragged Tiger. Duran, baby! Yeah, look at that. Number 2 is Parade by Spandau Ballet. Spandau coming in 2nd. Yeah, okay. Here we have Event of the Year, 1984. Wow, Roger Taylor's Wedding, followed by the banning of Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood by the BBC. I'm not sure I knew about that, but I can completely understand. These years back then were so full of really big pop events. Just, oh my gosh. Hey, Duran time, Nicholas, hello from Canada, right? Canada, yay, Canada. Okay, let's see. Best group. Okay, this is a nice feature. Readers' poll results. Best group, top 20. Duran, number 1. 2, Japan. 3, The Jam. And then it went on down. Spandau is number 7. I love Spandau. I don't mean to be slagging off Spandau Ballet, but you know Duran. That's so mean. Sorry, all you Spandau fans. Love you too. Okay. This is a feature from Georgia Strait, July 16th, 1982. And this is an article called Polished Medium Has No Message. So not all of the articles were sunshine and roses. So it's never great to find those, but it is part of the band's history. I've learned a lot about how fickle the UK press has been with the band over the years. Thank you very much, Dawn. I think I need some support here. I might have gotten myself into a hole. Sorry, insulting Spandau Ballet. I love them. They have great presence. Love Tony Hadley, but I'm a little biased. Okay. So Teen Beat magazine. Teen Beat is always good for some awesome Duran coverage. Duran, dazzling, double, bonus. Duran's summer plans. It's a great little update for the fans out there. And a very cool shot of Simon and Roger. Looks like they're caught in the act. And then it's followed. They shared the page with St. Elmo's Fire and Michael J. Fox. So much going on in pop culture back then. So then we're going to take a little detour into the power station coverage. Welcome to the power station. I love this shot of John inside a limo. Isn't that great? It looks very moody and pondering his future, the future of the world. One only knows what Duran might have been thinking when they were at the top of their game. Maybe just looking forward to the next party? I don't know. Very cool. And then there's some great shots. There's a good shot of John walking down the middle of the street. There's, them on the cover, and then that's John walking just right down, right in the middle of Times Square, I think? Wow. I've seen the pictures of Times Square. It looks like a ghost town. It's like crazy. Hey, Craig! Oh, good to see you. And I think my dad joined. Love you, Dad. Okay. Smash hits. The new Duran? Question mark. They were always bringing such dramatic news to the newsstands. Welcome to the power station. This is a good example of how Star Hits and Smash Hits had the same articles but different layouts, which is really, really fun. So here we had Welcome to the Power Station. That's from Star Hits. And this is from Smash Hits. Welcome to the Power Station, different layout. So of course, to the completist collector, you've got to kind of collect both types. Sometimes they would even leave out or add certain bits of the interview, which was kind of fun. And there's a very cute shot of John kind of giggling with Robert Palmer. Hope you guys can see that. And we're trying to cut down on the kind of glare that we're having from all the lights when we're at the computer. Hey, Madison! Hey, Michelle! Good to see you! Michelle Vickers Troncoso! It's very cool. 3 names. That is how you know you have a real Duranie. They have 3 names. Okay. Like Sir Nick Rhodes, right? Star Hits, the very first issue. Legendary, paved the way for some amazing, Duran awareness for fans in the US. The very first cover. And a great shot of the band. Of course, Duran are on the front, as they should be. I remember going to the newsstands. Star Hits was right there, and it just stood out from all the other teen magazines. It was full of real news. No favorite flower, they had a little bit of that. But Star Hits was next level. And they had spreads like that. Durandemonium! Look at that. In the pictures. And then, if you remember, Neil Tennant, who with the Pet Shop Boys, he used to write for Smash Hits. That was a really cool little bit of trivia I learned. So Duran, as big as the Beatles? Well, they think so. There's a great exclusive interview with pictures from down under, Australia. There's some good shots right there. More interview, and then there's another from another teen magazine. The band are shown in New York with dramatic skyscraper backdrop behind them. They've gone from poor new romantics to jet set millionaires. And now the 5 members of the world's cutest band aren't quite sure where the group will go next. How about into the stratosphere? World domination, conquering the universe, Guardians of the Galaxy? I'm just thinking. Duran, the Wild Boys are back. This is from another teen mag. Really stewing the juices of Duran fervor out there. Great action shot of Simon right there. Love that. Okay, so then occasionally you'll have features that incorporate other artists, other stars. Your favorite stars have it made in the shade, and you'll see Mr. LeBon right there. Yep, looking pretty hot with his shades. No matter how much I tried, I never looked that hot. I know it had nothing to do with not having the face, the hair, the leather jacket, the tiger baby. I don't know, it's some X factor that I didn't have. Another issue of Smash Hits. This is from March 17th through the 30th in 1983. Duran answer your letters. Very cool. That's pretty cool to be able to write into a magazine. And Suzanne says Suzanne Muse Kaylee said she had the pic of Nick in the checked shirt, sellotaped to the headboard. You know, those sellotapes, I'm grateful for those sellotape, that material, because you can lift it off really easily. It's all the other sticky backing that you have to watch out about. Oh, I've gotten so many articles and I'm just like, give me some ease with, removing this stuff. It was really, but sellotape, I like. I don't know why I think of this stuff. Okay, here's more questions. So yeah, you fans got to write in and ask questions to the band. This is before Twitter. That's kind of fun. Some good pictures too. Very good pictures. Which character, John is asked, which character would you most like to play in the TV show Dallas? And John would rather play Bobby. He's the best of a bad lot. Cliff Barnes is a bit of a rat. So is JR. They definitely had their opinions about American culture, which was really fun. Fast forward to the Grammy Awards. Marco Lukonen, yes, that was a great picture of Nick. A great picture of Nick? I'm hoping you, this right here, I think you mean. Love that, one of my favorites. Fantastic. So we're going to fast track to the Grammy Awards. Remember when Nick showed up and his hair was teased into the rafters? He looked like quintessential Nick Rhodes showing up. That was really fun. This one is talking about Nick's been busy with Andy Taylor in the Los Angeles studio. He looked fashionable for his presentation of Song of the Year, and that was won by We Are the World, which, hey, that was such an amazing cause. I felt like it kind of was overshadowed a little by Band-Aid, and of course my bias comes out, duh, but try to be objective about this. Hey, Casey Stanley is here. Christina Harrison Taylor. Hey, welcome. And this is really cool because this is on a weekend. Hopefully we'll get a lot more people. And oh my gosh. Okay. A behind the scenes look at their incredible video tour. Good action shots. Look at those. Fantastic. Oh, when the band were going on tour those days, I really wish I had been old enough and aware enough to catch them in action. I really, really... I don't know, I'm a little envious of people who caught the band. I always love to ask, like, what was it like, in 1984? And the answer is usually very similar. It's like, oh, it was just one big screen that lasted 2 hours. You were squished into the guardrails because everybody was pressing forward. There was no reserved seating. I mean, it was crazy time. It was crazy time. But if you were there, kudos on you. This is cool. We're going to go right into Arcadia, the words to the flame. There's some great shots from the video. To the flame. Straight to the heart. Straight for... Okay, we're not going to sing. What am I doing? I'm not singing. Okay. Duran Duran versus Life Itself. This is from Rock Shots magazine. Look at that 2-page spread. And Teresa is talking to me about... Teresa Eicham says that this broadcast is a little more popular than her Tupperware video that she made. I wish I could incorporate a little Tupperware pitch for you here. I don't know how it would fit in, but I'm glad to have you here, and thanks for the support. Duran Duran themed Tupperware. There you go. There's your crossover. Bop magazine, classic U.S. magazine. Headline up here: John Taylor, I nearly killed myself. And that's probably coming from when he looked into the mirror and realized how awesome he was, and he could barely stand it. Yes. Oh, actually, I'm going to get some help from my road crew here. Tupperware. Duran Duran. Can't live without them. Staples of any Duranie life. Okay. Okay. So, here we have Simon Le Bon, from a choir boy to a rock star. And that just basically spells it all out right there. Simon Le Bon. You know, I've been seeing commercials lately. Hello, Ellen. Welcome to the party. I've seen some commercials for Persil washing detergent, and it totally makes me think of how Simon got his start. That company seems to be still be around, if that's the same company, Persil. Oh, wow, what history. Okay. Duran, Rock with Style. This is from Circus, which usually you see associated with much harder acts, like hard rock acts. But this is kind of cool. Duran bassist John Taylor says, "We're trying to bring class back to rock and roll." And then, of course, on the opposite side, you'll have a cover of Super Teen magazine. Oh, man, I remember kneeling in front of those newsstands and just surveying all the magazines that I couldn't get with my limited income. Oh, it was just fantastic. Okay, I should have gotten more of an allowance. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Okay, Duran, Get Closer to Us. Well, we are certainly trying with a pinup like that. Okay, look at that. And that pinup, I couldn't get enough of those. This is when I think, first fell in love with having multiple pictures from the same photo session. That LA press conference. Every pinup that I saw in the in magazines, it was just a little bit different, a different order of the band members standing there, different expressions on their faces. I mean, it really captivated me. It was so cool. It's like, oh, I want it all. That was just, it's just, you're kind of piecing it together. And before you know it, you had like 17 versions of the same photo session, but slightly different. Which one of these is not like the others? It was very, very cool. Oh, very cool. God, this takes me back. Oh my, you had a poster, Craig Claiborne had a poster like that one. Very cool. I could just imagine your room. Okay, giant rock section. Who's super hot on the music scene? We got Duran, Michael Jackson, and Bronze. It's a British group that they're hoping to quickly go gold, but I don't think they went anywhere. So I had never heard of them before, and I don't know where they went, but they look like decent blokes. Love Book magazine has Nick and Julianne on the front. Those beautiful Duran brides. It was always a little bittersweet for fans when the magazines would delve into their love lives, because the fans were left wondering, why aren't I in there? Yeah, it was some cool pictures and cool little hints on how to win the Duran of your dreams. But if they're already married, that could be a tall order. Very cool pictures, and I really feel for those Duranis out there. I've heard many stories from. Craig Claiborne says that "Why Aren't I in There" would be followed by "Mom, could we get this?" Yeah, yeah, definitely, totally bugging the parents to get more magazines and increasing allowance. I need to be careful about how quickly my train of thought just veers off track, because as soon as I pay attention to you guys, that's it. So I was thinking about all the Duranis out there, and who were heartbroken when Nick got married and Roger got married, and I've heard so many stories about just sobbing and just like finding the news. There was someone I know who their brother left them a magazine clipping on the table, totally by surprise, announcing Nick's wedding. She was devastated. She locked herself in a room. It was just so sad. Okay, so then we got a fantastic cover from Smash Hits. This is from August 4th to the 17th. You will recognize this session instantly. From the Aston Villa show, all gathered together on the couch. They are bronzed, beautiful, and ready to rock the socks off everyone at the Aston Villa football grounds. Nick with his thin pink leather tie, John with his sun-kissed locks, Simon with his little blue eyes, not so little, they were just piercing. Just look at you, right into your soul. Tracy Grant Dunlop says she didn't like Julianne because she married Nick. I'm thinking that probably was the predominant reason why people didn't like her, but she's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful woman. I've had a few interactions with her, and she has a fantastic cooking show on Twitter. I think it is. I hope I'm not getting the details wrong. Okay, back to Aston Villa. This was called That Was the Week That Was. The week when Duran Duran got mobbed, met the Royals, and hit the headlines every time they moved. Neil Tennant wrote this. So this is before he was in Pet Shop Boys. That's really cool. Neil Tennant wrote this. And the pictures are fantastic. Look at that. It's the, got more close-ups here. I've talked with a few fans who actually were there. Oh my gosh. That was, what a time. What a time. So then there's some great shots of the band. There was meeting Diana, and Nick is holding up 2 different reviews of their encounter with Diana. Diana's delight and Diana's letdown, which really goes to show the spectrum of the UK press. Look at that smile on Nick. Oh, who doesn't like to see that over and over and over? Fantastic. Look at this. Oh, and we've seen these 2 girls before. In fact, we heard on Facebook we heard from one of the girls who was in this shot. I think it's her, she and her best friend. Where's it, right? If you need to line this out. Look at that. The 2 girls, right? There we go. Posing in their sweaters. That's really fun. Duran Duran sweaters. The John Taylor True and False Test. Find out how much you know about Duran Duran's handsome bass player with this tricky test. Okay, so you want to go through this real quick? Let's see if we can do this. Okay, John's astrological sign is Gemini. I believe that would be true. His given name is Nigel John Taylor. I'd say that is correct. You know, I'm afraid of going down these and accidentally getting one wrong, so I'm just going to move on. Okay. Teen Machine. So here we go. We have a nice collection of artists on the cover. That's great centerfold of the band from the Rebecca Blake photo session. Okay, here we go. Duran Duran, 1 public image, 5 private lives. Yeah, they tell it like it is. Good headlines. How can a Duranie not be perusing the pages of the magazine and not want to know more? And that's really what was so cool, is that we were just learning about these guys, these international globe-crossing trendsetters, and they were just opening our minds and opening our imaginations with every new issue. Delve into John, delve into Nick. I mean, it was just such a time to, Durani's in evolution. That's what we were. We were just learning, we were opening our hearts. It was such a really cool snapshot of youth, really learning, their place in the world and what it felt like to just, have passion, discover what you're excited about. And it totally, it made every listen to a Duran record so much more powerful because you had images. I mean, I remember going to see Duran Duran in 1987, and when they took the stage, all the images of the posters I had on the walls and the articles I've read, they came flooding back. It was like a slideshow in my head, and it was really powerful. It's just so cool to start learning about these guys. Great feature. Wild Boys era. Look at those outfits. Complete, true Mad Max phase. Look at that. The outfits. I'm having trouble speaking because I'm just feeling so grateful to be here with you guys. I know. I just need to take a minute, breathe. Love you guys. So glad you're here. Maria Davin said she actually sent him my phone number at a concert. Was it, you're responding. I'm trying to follow along. I wish I could be there with you guys. I'm trying to follow all this stuff. Okay. So yes, these are shots from the arena video. Complete Mad Max form. They're just, look at that. Oh, some of these shots bear another look. Right up close. Fantastic. Okay. Duran, facts, feelings, and fans. This is all quotes from the band. Actually, no. This is, what do Simon, Nick, John, Andy, and Roger have to say about themselves? What do their fans have to say about them? Oh, that's very cool. There's a fan who writes in, "Hi guys, I love your music and have your albums. My sister and I just got a bird too. It's a finch, and we named it Simon Le Bird. Cute, huh?" Yeah, that's cute. Rock Shots magazine. Where have all the Taylors gone? There definitely were questions that fans had about the lineup when Duran started to branch out and pursue different directions. There's a little bit of drama, and fans really didn't know necessarily what to do with that. So I remember hanging on every single magazine, like, okay, what are Duran doing now? Where are they going? What's this Power Station Arcadia stuff? Hello, Carolyn Moxie. Trouser Press. Oh, great standard in the publications. Duran, sound and vision, not just a pretty face. Look at that. So these pictures were everywhere. So it's completely expected to see those photo sessions. But then occasionally you'll see things you didn't expect. Very cool shot of Simon. And an old poster behind him. You know that's where my mind goes. I can pick out posters in the background and everybody else is like, "Oh, look at John, look at Simon." I'm like, "Look at the posters." Okay. There's a nice old shot of the band from '81. Nice big article. Okay. It's so good to see you. Kevin Greenwald is watching. Marco. Oh, so cool. You're seeing things you've never seen before, Marco. Really, that's exactly what I go through with other people's collections. And it's just fascinating and like, ooh. Okay. And that's exactly what I look like. Ooh. Duran. Oh, there's a great shot of them in Central Park. And then a good action shot of Simon and Andy leaping on stage. Remember when they used to move like that and Simon would hold Andy upside down? Dennis O'Regan has some great shots of that. Nobody still puts on a show like Duran. I mean, they just have such fun on stage. They look like they belong there. Star Magazine. What's it like to go on a date with your favorite star? Go on a date with John Taylor. I wonder if any of this information could actually be amended after so many years. If it would actually look like they printed. A date with John Taylor. Okay. John would pick you up in his Aston Martin. I'm sure that would happen. Completely. The stars have spring fever. They like to do this. A lot of magazines like to just put all the stars together and just ask them all kinds of random questions. When it was Halloween, what's your favorite costume? Or are you afraid of ghosts? All kinds of fun things. John says, I know I've got to get out of the same environment when the spring fever bug hits me. I like to go visit someone who lives far away from where I do. I also like to go shopping and buy presents for everyone. Never bought anything for me. Win Duran bumper stickers and keychains. Oh my gosh. How many shops did we go out to in the malls? They would have their buttons and their bumper stickers and their badges and the posters hanging in those big racks. Oh, it was like a candy store. Oh my gosh. Sunshine Jacobson, Be Still My Heart. I'm telling you. I'm like, the beats in time, but it's us who makes the noise. I'm so making noise inside right now. I can barely remember to speak. Okay, good power station shot. Look at that. Right there. They were just out to change everybody's definition of what Duran means. That was really cool. And the Smash Hits yearbook going on to 1986. Lawrence Taylor, longtime friend in the UK. Love you, man. TJ Smith is here. Love your photos. Okay. 20 questions. I wish I could read all this stuff. But some very good shots of Arcadia. Some Smash Hits had really, really great features. Really great features. Good interviews. Thought-provoking. Let's see. What do you wear around the house? Simon has asked. Not much. Not much. I quite often walk around completely naked. But if it's cold, I wear some cotton sweatpants or something like that. That is just like must-have information, right? Just lodges in your brain, and if you're a young Duranie walking around the halls of your high school, you're thinking about that stuff when you're supposed to be studying history or geography or whatever. Simon Bond, walking around in cotton sweatpants or naked. Okay, I don't know where I'm going with that, so I'm just going to move on. Let's see, John Taylor, good shot. Probably from a dressing room on tour with Power Station. Fantastic, look at that. That cheekbones, the jaw, it was just chiseled, just etched. Still is. Good shot of Roger. Let's see. Oh, okay. Roger is asked, what were you in a previous life? I was probably something quite simple. Certainly not a musician. I've always enjoyed being close to nature, so maybe something connected with that. Very thoughtful question and answer. Good shot of Andy down there, too. It was really, really fun. I've seen this jacket worn by John before. Really fun to see the band members sharing outfits in photo sessions. That's so cool. It's like, I know that. John wore that shirt. And they shared a lot of shirts back in the day. Caroline Moxie says she remembers going to her favorite shops and buying everything they had, from magazines to badges. Oh yeah, totally. I can only imagine what was available in the UK. You'd see it actually advertised in the pages of limited edition magazines, all kinds of things that were so not available to American fans. Yay, you. Okay. Jealousy is not pretty. Duran Duran, the ultimate giveaway contest. The magazines were always giving away stuff. Very cool. And heartbreaking when you didn't win. I remember Star Hits had in 1987, they had a contest to win Andy Taylor's red guitar. That was really fun. Sometimes they had some pretty big ticket stuff. Okay, for those Roger fans out there, I got a treat. You probably recognize this. Very fun. Modern Drummer from March 1985. There's your Roger. Look at that. It's for you, Jen and Linda, all those Roger fans out there. Fantastic. Roger Taylor of Duran Duran. It's a good shot where he's wearing a shirt or sweatshirt that says Duran Duran in Reno. Not available to Canadians either. Yes, I imagine so. But we had our Tower Records, we had our imports, we had action shots like that of Roger behind the drums, just pounding it out. Fantastic. It's so fun to watch him just play. Just like a whirlwind powerhouse, just like the energy that comes from his drumming. And it just goes on and on. Some great big interview. Some good, there's a good picture of Simon on stage. Highly recommend this issue. Very cool. And, here's a nice ad that's a little less common than the previous one. There's Roger in the upper right. And I'll try to get that a little closer. I hope I'm holding it right. Okay. This is so fun. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Roger Taylor. Roger Taylor's having trouble surviving stardom. Yeah, when cracks started when cracks started appearing in Roger's pavement around Duran's fandom or stardom, It was really unnerving for fans. We'd be reading about this and a little worried about what the future of our Roger Taylor. So that was a little bit of drama for us to dwell on out there. This is cool. Roger Taylor, Girls on Film. This is the drum lines for Girls on Film. I have no idea what it sounds like, or how to read it. I know what it sounds like. Mad respect and props. Very cool. There's a lot of Duranis out there who are actually musicians as well as big Duran Duran fans, and I'm sure that's such a really cool perspective to have. I just love hearing about fans who play bass. There's Craig, there's my friend Tom, Dimitriou. It's really cool to actually be able to play. And if you ever met the band, you can talk about music stuff with them. That's, how cool is that? That's not a perspective everybody has. Then, finally, we're going to end with the Power Station. Power Picks. Great, really cool tour shots. Look at that. John and Andy and Michael DeBar. Very, very cool. It must have been an amazing tour to be on. Cannot catch enough of that magic. So we are done with volume 16. I'm going to take a really quick break and be back with another book, and this time we'll do something foreign. So we're going to delve into all kinds of really cool shots hopefully you've never seen, and we're going to keep this train of awesome going. Love you guys. Eva, Laura, stay tuned. We'll be right back.